Okay, so try 2. It seems like it was a success. Here we have an M8 nut, and we'll see if we can fit it on here. And I'll explain what I did. I've already test fit this, so I know it works. All right, so what I did is a couple things. As I said in my video already, and you can see it fits. It actually fits really good for the 20 threads per inch. I was actually pretty... For an M8 nut and 20 threads per inch, actually, unless you need some fine work, it actually works really well. So what I did is I ended up, I turned down this diameter here to the major diameter, and then I put a relief in the back for the threads, and I also put a relief in the front, and I'll explain why I did that here in just a second. Let me move this into view. So one of the problems that I had yesterday, and somebody I think already has commented that I need a center. Well, unfortunately, you got to work with what you have sometimes, and I only have a dead center, and then I've got this absolutely ginormous live center here. Well, neither one of those centers, if you can, let me bring it down here. If you actually put the center in there, you run into, and you want a thread, you run into the tool. So just one of those things that's unfortunate with my setup and the small diameter that I was working with. And I really didn't want to wait around for a new center or something else. So what I did is I relieved this end right here down to, and basically I cut, I think the piece I cut it off with a hacksaw. I'll explain why I did that here in just a second. So basically I left a little nub on the end, and I should have taken the video before I took the nub off. You can see the remnants of it there with the hacksaw. I'll clean it up in just a second. And basically what that allowed me to do, I turned the little nub here on the end down to like 0.2 inches, which gave me plenty of room to thread, keeping in mind that my relief needed to be 0.23 or 22 inches, something like that. So that allowed me to support the front end of the work so I could do my threading. I supported, when I failed yesterday, I supported the whole piece of work except for the threading, because I couldn't think of a way, or at the time it had not dawned on me that I could leave just a little itty bitty nub out here on the end to support the work so I could support threading. So overall, really happy with how it turned out. Now the question becomes, does this relief right here, is it substantial enough for me, for the end user, to, because this is for a hydraulic lever. I'm really concerned about this relief right here, providing enough support. I don't think I want to turn this down, because I may put a nice surface on it, but I don't think I necessarily want to turn it down. And keep in mind that anytime that I do things like this, it takes me a long time to do it. This right here, let me look at my phone real quick. So let's see here. I've been working on this for 2 hours and 20 minutes to do this one thread. So takes you a long time to do this kind of stuff, but in the end, really happy with the results. And the first piece that I've ever made on the lathe, I don't get to keep. I'm going to send it to a friend. So I need to clean up this end right here. Hopefully I don't break it when I do that. I'll turn the video camera on for that section. I just got to get set up and get the tool posts turned right, and we will be good to go. Just going to clean up that face real quick. Nothing too substantial. I just got it really slow feed rate. That way I'm not putting too much pressure on the workpiece at any given time, since it is unsupported out there on the end. The last thing I want to do is break this thing after all this work. And I think that's it. And there we go. Now I'm going to make sure the nut still fits. Let me get the carriage out of the way. And indeed it does. That's fantastic. So there we go. Our problem is fixed, or our piece is made, however you want to look at it. I will get this mailed off and I will report back to see if it works. I'll go ahead and upload this video. Probably it'll be the day after I posted the other one. I just worked on these back-to-back days. I'll get this out of the lathe here. Ooh, that one in there tight. There we go. That's our piece. Already got this end all nice and cleaned up, except for maybe I should clean it up again. But yeah, there we go. So thanks for watching. If you have questions, comments, leave them below. Really want to thank everybody that's had helpful suggestions and stuff. Very much appreciate it. Like I've said, I'm learning. Also, I set out the goal to teach myself how to run a lathe. I am definitely learning. It is a huge learning curve, but it shows you that, don't just sit around and be content with your life. Go out and do something that you want to learn how to do. You can never have enough skills in life. Because you can get into this it's expensive, but at the same time, you don't necessarily have to have the same setup I have. I think right now, between even the electrical work, if you include like the box over here and everything, I've still got less than $3,700 invested in all this metalworking equipment. And I think these are some pretty nice things for a beginner. But once again, that's why I sold the 820. So I sold one asset to buy some others. So, anyway, if you want to learn, don't be scared of it. You just got to get in there and do it. What's the worst going to happen? I'm going to break the lathe. Okay, well then you got to fix it. There's no reason to be scared about breaking stuff if you read and you learn, and ultimately if you can do something to better yourself or to help people out, things like that, and that's what you should do. So anyway, thanks for watching. Piece we created. Happy to see it.